What's going on, guys? So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fixing up this old skate box, which is relatively old, but the issue with this box is that it's very tall for a box that I want to warm up on. Everyone is different. I just need it a little bit shorter because I got the OLD, because I'm very old and I'm not able to bounce up onto this ledge like I used to. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim it a little bit from the bottom to make it a little bit shorter, and you guys are going to be able to see how I do that. Also, I'll be skating this box at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But most importantly, I'm gonna show you guys how tall this box is and how much I'm trying to trim it. That's pretty much it, and I'm just gonna start getting into it, so let's just get into it. First thing I'm gonna do with this box, I'm gonna first flip it on the side to show you guys exactly the measurements of how tall it is, and also show you guys the bottom of the ledge, so that way you guys know exactly why I'm trying to trim it at least 3 inches. So it's a very heavy box. It has a lot of material on it, and it's very, very heavy. So, and trying to flip it back is relatively difficult. So when you look at the side over here, you can see that you have a 2x4 that is all the way across. And the reason why they have that is for support and to make sure that this box does not split halfway when someone is skating, which is a very smart idea. That way it doesn't break. Here you have like a little big crack, but this crack is because I had to move it and I had to cut it. I didn't have a way to move it. So that explains that. And then here you have another 2x4. So what you have here in the corners, you only have like a little piece of plywood that you can't really do anything with it. It's just there to keep the joint together. It's a pretty well built box, but again, I just don't need this tall. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna use a circular saw to cut it up at least 3 inches. So what I'm gonna show you guys is how tall this box actually is from the top of the coping to the very bottom. From the very top of the coping to the very bottom, it's at 15 3/8, which isn't bad, but still a little too tall. So instead of me trimming it maybe 3 inches, I'll probably trim it around maybe 2 inches, and that should be relatively close to what I need. But the first thing I gotta do is I gotta first cut off these bolts that are over here. I have to cut these bolts out first, and then I'll be able to trim it a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this Sawzall, this hacksaw, and it's gonna make it much more easier for me to cut it from the side like this. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip it, trace it, and cut it. So those three. And this box, like I said, is very heavy, especially with the coping, and I really don't wanna take off the coping. So let's see how this will go. The one thing I haven't mentioned yet is how much, or I didn't mention it, but I really didn't know how much I was gonna be cutting it. So what I'm gonna start off with is 2 inches, and if 2 inches is enough, then I'll stay and keep it at that. But if it's not enough, then I go to 3 inches, 4 inches, and so on. So, but if I have to go up to 4 inches, it's gonna be an issue. So I'm gonna keep it at 2 inches, and hopefully that will be good enough. Now, the tool that I'm going to be using is a circular saw, which is a basic tool that most carpenters use for cutting 2x4s and plywoods like this. So I'm just going to follow the line, and hopefully that will make it so I get the size I need. You guys saw sparks, that's because I hit the screw, so no issues so far. It's getting very dusty in here, so if the camera has to get moved, it will get moved. But right now we're gonna go and flip this and try to cut on the other side. But I'm gonna move you guys somewhere like over there so you guys aren't in the whole splash zone of the sawdust. We finished cutting up this box, and now we're gonna take it outside and see how it feels with the new height. If it still feels uncomfortable, I'm gonna do is cut it a little bit more. If it does feel comfortable, I definitely will keep it as is, because right now it's very difficult to cut it because you have to go all the way around. So it's very annoying to do. I just realized I forgot to do one more thing before I go out and skate this, is to make handles on each side so it's easier for me to carry. So I'm gonna take care of that real quick and show you guys how I'm gonna do that as well. The way I'm gonna cut this out, this little hole over here, is very simple. I'm just gonna use a Sawzall like I was using for the 2x4s and just go into it and cut a real quick hole right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just gonna be used so I could lift it up much more easier and whatever I have to do. There we go. This is our handle. It's not perfect, but it's enough to carry the box a lot more easier because you have somewhere to actually hold on to. And just like that, I'll be able to lift it up a lot more easier. That's the handle. I'm gonna do it on the other side as well, and then I'll be finally able to skate it. I forgot to mention that I will not be using the 2x4s that I originally cut from this box because there's no reason to, because it's already sturdy at the bottom, so there's no reason to. So I'm just gonna keep those 2x4s out and just skate it as is, and I'll finally get into me skating it. After doing some 50/50s and 5/0s on this ledge to test it out, the height of the ledge is perfect. I don't have to change anything, I don't have to cut anything. And also the coping of the ledge itself is perfect because once you get on that coping at the very beginning or middle, wherever you are, it's just slick and it just takes you all the way down the ledge. But before I end this video, I also want to do some skateboarding for you guys, so that will be at the end of the video. But I also want to mention that if you guys like this video, please leave a like by clicking the thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to comment any questions or concerns relative to this video, please leave that in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys for the next video. And I hope you guys enjoy the skateboarding. Peace out.